There was some really sad news today in the sports world. Tony Gwynn, longtime San Diego Padre, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest hitters of all time. Some people think he's the greatest hitter that the league has seen in the last 50 years since Ted Williams, and a lot of evidence supports that. Um, he passed away at the age of 54, and I was floored when I found out that he passed away. I remember some years ago, I don't know exactly when, but I've been 3.5 years ago or so, I had heard that he was diagnosed um, with a type of cancer. But I was under the impression that it was a cancer that was caught in time and that he had beaten it and that he had moved on. I hadn't really heard much about Tony Gwynn lately. And the type of cancer that he had, I believe, was pronounced salivary gland cancer. And from reading about him, since I found the tragic news, I found out that he thinks that it came from his longtime habit of chewing smokeless tobacco. Um, it's who knows. But I could talk about the player. The numbers are there, but this isn't just the loss of a baseball player. This was the loss of a truly good and remarkable person. He was one of the guys that you rooted for in sports, like a Grant Hill. You understand what I'm saying? It's one of those persons that you root for. You want to see good. You want to see this person achieve. And one of the saddest moments, as far as being a rooting for a team or individual, for me, was when the Yankees beat the Padres in the 1998 World Series. I really was rooting for the San Diego Padres. I knew they were the underdog, but I just wanted Tony Gwynn to win a World Series. Um, I remember in 2001 when he and Cal Ripken had made it known that they were going to retire that year, and it always seemed like Tony Gwynn was playing second fiddle to Cal Ripken. But maybe it's just me, but I think that Tony Gwynn was a superior hitter. Maybe you could make the argument that Cal Ripken was a better all-around player, but when it came to hitting, Cal Ripken was not on the same level as Tony Gwynn. I'm going to go into the numbers for maybe younger fans who don't realize how great a hitter this guy was. He had 8 batting titles in his career, including 4 straight, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, from 1994 to 1997. And the 1994 season, he was having a career year. That's the year of the strike that ended the season on August 12th of that year. He was flirting with 400 the whole season. When the season ended, he was at 394. Had an on-base percentage of 454. He was just having a completely. He was having a career season. That was a year so many people having career years. I think this year Matt Williams had like 43 home runs at the All-Star break or something like that. But that was one of those crazy years. But even though he never won an MVP award, I believe he was in the top 10 in MVP voting 10 times. He was a 15-time All-Star. He's a 5-time Gold Glove award winner. 7 times won the Silver Slugger Award. He won the Roberto Clemente Award in 1999. His number 19 was retired by the San Diego Padres. His .338 career batting average, one of the highest ever. He had 3,141 career hits. The man rarely struck out. Um, for instance, in 1986, he led the league in at-bats, official at-bats with 642. He only struck out 35 times. Uh, he had 9,288 official at-bats. He only struck out 434 times. So this is a guy who rarely whiffed at plate. He almost always made some type of contact. Um, Out of the 20 years that he played in the majors, only one season that this guy failed to hit 300, and that was his first year when he hit 289, which isn't shabby. Um, like I said, one of the greatest hitters of all time. Led the majors in total hits 7 times. And 5 times he exceeded 200 hits. He just was an amazing hitter. I remember, before I go, to give you an idea about how great a hitter this guy was, the all-time hits king, Pete Rose, once said in an interview, to give you an idea about how tremendous a hitter Tony Gwynn was. I don't remember the exact number anymore, but Pete Rose said something to the effect of, he could have went hitless. He was thinking to himself that Tony Gwynn could go hitless in his next 3,000 plus at bats, and he would still finish with a higher career batting average than Pete Rose, than him. And that gives you an idea about how great a hitter that he was. But as good a player as he was, as great a hitter as he was an even better human being. And the world has lost a truly special human being in Tony Gwynn. Rest in peace.